Good day, everyone. Today's lesson, gaslighting. Gaslighting. It's the act of manipulating a person by manipulating the events occurring around them, replacing a false reality for a real one. This is what the media mob is doing right now, with Fox News being leader of the pack. Briefly, let me tell you about when I first heard about gaslighting. It was an episode of MASH that I saw when I was a kid. Radar, Hawkeye, and Trapper were trying to convince Henry Blake of something to be true when he knew it was false. So he said to them, "I saw this at the poker game last night." To which they all said in unison, "What poker game?" Henry shouted, "Oh, I get it. You're trying to gaslight me." So I understood at a young age, gaslighting is trying to convince someone of something that is false for truth. Henry, of course, was referring to the 1944 film Gaslight, where Charles Boyer was trying to convince Ingrid Bergman that she was crazy by repeatedly saying things to her that were a lie, but getting her to believe them as true. So how do you begin to gaslight someone? Well, you do it with a little lie here, a little false implication there, some nice false visuals to feed into your subconscious mind, then for the group to lie in unison. What poker game? Newsflash. The media does not legally have to tell you the truth, and therefore they do not. Of course, unless they are sued for slander and have to go to court, do they have to tell the truth. For example, Nick Sandman. Go Cuff Calf. Unfortunately, there are so many grown adults that trust everything they hear and see out of the TV and the media. They have lost their critical thinking skills, their common sense, and most importantly, their gut instincts that tells them when something is not right. So let's start with election night coverage, and let's focus on Fox News. Fox News chose as the backdrop New York City, not Washington, D.C., New York City. This immediately made me think of a time when Nancy Pelosi said in an interview on MSNBC on July 20th of this year. I remembered it because I thought Angry Nancy's remarks were very odd. So think about this. Before even one vote was cast or counted, faked or forged, Angry Nancy declared, whether he knows it or not yet, he will be leaving, meaning President Trump. I guess Angry Nancy knew something that no one else did. She went on to say, just because he might not want to move out of the White House doesn't mean we won't have an inauguration ceremony to a duly elected president of the United States. Then she let us know that she was second in line. Again, an odd statement to make at that time. She also commented that the presidency is the presidency. It's not geography or location. And there you have it, folks. My prediction is they're planning on using New York City as the place where they will hold the fake inauguration ceremony for Joe Biden. And who knows, in their minds, even possibly start a second Capitol. All right, so back to the night of the election. Fox starts the coverage with all the U.S. coronavirus cases to justify in the mind of everyone why mail-in voting was important and to let us know that a record 102 million people did mail-in voting. Then you had one of the anchors state, we might not know the results for hours, days, or even weeks. By the way, I don't need to say the names of the anchors because they're all irrelevant. Between all the smiling pics of Joe Biden, both on stage and in the graphic pics with bright blue lights and the vote counter always having Joe on top, this is all subliminal programming and part of the gaslighting. All night long, Fox constantly kept Biden ahead in the tally. It was so bad that all the states that Trump was winning with the majority of the votes counted, which were in the southeast, but they weren't called, so Biden's number would stay on top. But yet the second California and the West state closed its ballots, Fox called those states for Biden. This is the second I knew the fix was in for sure. You know the rest of the story. They stopped counting. We go to bed. And in the morning, Joe Biden has more votes in all the states that were going to Trump. And just when Trump's team announced that the results, I apologize, and just when Trump's teams announced they questioned the results and are taking legal action, on Saturday, Fox News and all the media outlets declare Biden the winner. Fox News has in big, bold letters across the bottom of the screen, Joe Biden elected 46th president. Well, folks, the media does not decide elections. They can only project, not decide. They are wrong now and they have been wrong in the past. It's no different than when the Chicago Tribune said Dewey beat Truman in 1948 or when the media said Al Gore beat Bush in 2000. By the way, this is not an appeal to the handful of Biden voters to change their minds, as they have had cognitive dissonance for the last 4 years and they don't want to hear the truth. No, I'm bringing all this up to reach out to all the patriots that voted for Trump and are especially loyal to Fox News and believe everything they say. Do not fall prey to gaslighting that is going on by them and by all the media outlets, and please do not promote the false narrative that a winner has been decided, because it has not. Regardless if someone gave a speech tonight, a winner has not been decided. It's all gaslighting. Have a good evening, my friends. Have faith. Truth will prevail.